Well, today marks the 5-year anniversary of the day that a set of conjoined twin girls, Jimena and Scarlett Torres of Brownsville, were surgically separated at Driscoll Children's Hospital. It was, as you may remember, a history-making surgery, and we're happy to report the girls are doing just fine. Take a look here. Here's a look at the girls back in 2016 as they waited for that difficult and complex operation. And then here they are today, full of energy, and they're doing well. You might remember the girls were joined at the pelvis. Their surgery came 11 months after their birth. They were actually born as a set of triplets. Their sister also said to be doing fine tonight. A massive team of doctors spent months preparing for the surgery. In all, there were 45 healthcare professionals involved in the process. Of course, it took many hours, and their specialized care continues.
You're not sure if they're going to walk, you're not sure how they're going to do. You're worried about all these other functions, bladder, bowel function, feeding. And then you see this progress, and now you see them in your office running around. They're literally running around. They're interacting.
This picture was taken during a recent routine checkup at Driscoll's specialty clinic in Harlingen. The girls were there along with their triplet sister, Catalina, and their younger sister, Lucia. And by the way, the odds of having conjoined twins in a triplet birth is 1 in 50 million.